welcome back on a Thursday. Thank you for listening to the DFS. We are about to dive into this Hall of Fame game. Now, the Hall of Fame game is the first game of the new season every year, and it's the first preseason game. And it's preseason, the records don't count, we get it, but this year's exciting. There's fans. The pandemic, the season last year really threw everybody off, I feel, and any football fan is just extremely excited about the season to come. So we had a great matchup, the Dallas Cowboys and Pittsburgh Steelers, and a number of starters played. Not the whole game, of course, but Dak and Big Ben were definitely out. I thought they would get some reps, but doesn't look like that happened. Now, I do want to dive through just a number of things here on both sides. First, starting off with the Cowboys, there's a lot of hype here. Like, they have a lot of big names: Dak, Zeke, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. On the defensive side, you name it. Like, they have a lot of star power, right? They got a lot of swag. But they really haven't won anything. It's been 25 years since they've been relevant, and you can't say they've been awful, like they haven't been the Detroit Lions or the Cleveland Browns. They've been average, awfully average. Like 8-8 was consistently their record. They are a team that does have a lot of money behind it, an owner that loves the spotlight. They're constantly the talk of the town. And when they do well, the numbers are incredible. They have such a huge following. They're a big brand, the biggest brand. And they really haven't won much. So I'm going to bump my brakes on the Cowboys and not jump on the bandwagon of this so-called America's team until they start winning again. And I don't see that in the near future with who they got as a head coach. And we'll dive into all that in a second. Now, the Steelers, on the other hand, they are a winning franchise. They've won 14 straight winning seasons in a row. And what's surprising about all of that is it's all under Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is going into his 15th year as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he was once upon a time the youngest coach. Like, he was the Sean McVay, the Matt LaFleur's, the Cliff Kingsbury's of the world. Here we are, 15 years later. He's in the mid-40s, and he's one of the guys. He's one of the OGs. Someone being talked about as potentially being in the Hall of Fame. And it just makes it fitting that this, is the Hall of Fame game where they're looking to honor and put on the pedestal all the guys who are going to be inducted here this year. And jumping back to the Cowboys, there is Jimmy Johnson, who was the coach back 25 years ago when they did all that winning, who is here tonight at the Hall of Fame game to be inducted. And it was a long time coming. He should have been in a long time ago, in my opinion. But whatever it was, that kept him from continuing to get overlooked season after season, it does seem like Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, and him mended their relationship back when, they were best friends. They were great friends back in the day when Jimmy was the coach. But over time, Jerry essentially let Jimmy go, and it was all about who was just taking credit on all the success they were winning. It was actually kind of petty on Jerry's end, and if you ask me. But all in all, Troy Aikman, who was a quarterback during all that winning, is also in the Hall of Fame, and is also here tonight, not only in support of Jimmy, but he's broadcasting the game. What circle can you ask for on a night like tonight? And the three of them were talking pregame, and Terry Bradshaw actually forced Jerry Jones's hand into saying, Jimmy Jones is going to be in the Dallas Cowboy Ring of Honor, which is a huge deal, and I'm really interested to see how all of that plays out in the near future here. But it definitely was definitely an interview to watch. Going back to the game though, the two teams on the field, the Steelers and the Cowboys. Um, we talked about Mike Tomlin and all of his success as the coach, but a lot of that was under Big Ben. All of it almost was under Big Ben. So how good is he going to be with this next quarterback? I think if Mike Tomlin can find his next guy, and I don't know if that comes in the draft. The problem is they never have losing seasons, so they're not high enough in the draft to select a good, high quality quarterback at like number one, two, or three overall. They're going to have to either make a huge trade, a blockbuster trade for that, or sign someone else that may not be that top tier guy. So it's going to be pretty. Um, uh, it's going to be Mike Tomlin's future essentially on who takes over the rings after Big Ben is gone. Because at the end of the day, I think Big Ben's done. He's in his last year. He is um, already 1 foot in retirement, if you ask me. I think on the other hand, the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, he just going into his prime. Now he broke his foot last year, or broke his ankle, and it was an ugly injury, and you can see that it was very difficult for him to deal with at first. But I think he's coming out of that on the better end of things. They ended up signing him to a long term deal, so he's there to stay. He's one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league, although I do not feel he's anywhere close on the talent scale. Rob may disagree, but I don't think he's worth what he was paid. On the Cowboys end, though, I do think Dak can find the short end of the stick when we're talking about his coach, Mike McCarthy. I think he's flawed. Green Bay let him go for a reason, and since he's been in Dallas, he's done nothing well. He whiffed on assistant coaches. He's whiffed on decision making. Like, there's just so many issues there that I don't even think the other coaches believe in. It's going to be something to see when the Dallas Cowboys does not have a good year and they need to make another coaching change. They have all the pieces in play. They have so much talent on this roster, and I just don't know if they could deliver at the end of the day. When we talk about the talent and who Dak is throwing the ball to, I mean, they have Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb, who are the three, could possibly be the best trio in the league. Yeah, they have flaws too, like everyone, but I mean, you can't ask for anything better. And then you throw the running game with Zeke behind the offensive line. I mean, that offense is built to win, and I really think coaching and defense can really let them down. Ezekiel Elliott is down to his playing weight, if you will. He's supposedly reported down to the weight he was when he was a freshman at Ohio State. So will that translate to speed and elusiveness and a better performance on Sundays? It could. Is Mike McCarthy going to want to run the ball like an old school defense instead of just letting his quarterback sling it around the way Rodgers did? I don't know, and we will soon see. Jumping back over to Pittsburgh, they got their own star on their hands in Najee Harris. He's the rookie running back out of Alabama. He is a lot like Ezekiel Elliott in a way where he's a 3-down back. He can do it all. He's tough. He is a star. He can break every tackle and get in the end zone. He's a bell cow. And I think that is what the Steelers were missing last year. They did not have the running game that of old with Jerome Bettis and in recent times the Le'Veon Bells of the world. I think that Harris can bring an element to Pittsburgh back to what it's missing and what's made them successful over all these years. On the receiving end, they got Juju and Claypool, who I think both are very talented, but how engaged are they? They both seem to be very Hollywood-ish. They like the Instagrams and the TikToks, and although I embrace the personality element of them, and think that it brings a level of entertainment, because at the end of the day, football players are in the entertainment business. Um, and they're making money off of it too, to with their followers and fan base, which I can't be mad at. Like that's what you play the games for, right? Um, but it does kind of shadow their, are they really ballers? Are they dogs? And you know, they get the show poodle element to me, instead of the pit bull that you want in a dog fight. And when you're out there and on the field, it's a damn dog fight. And I know Najee's going to go in there and go to battle. Um, can the receivers step up and play that level of football that the hard, tough Pittsburgh Steelers are used to? Um, Jumping on the defensive end of the ball, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense was incredible. Um, they're very tough. They're disciplined. They have a lot of stars on that end of the ball too. Now they did lose Bud Dupree, who is he's a monster. I mean, he was relentless. T.J. Watt, was very close to winning Defensive Player of the Year. They also have Devin Bush, who was injured last year. I would like to know, he anchors that defense. With him back in the lineup, oh man, this Pittsburgh team. I mean, their defense should go back to their old superstar form. And on the Cowboys end, I'm really excited to see their rookie Micah Parsons. I think he has all the ability in the world to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think he is an athlete um, in the prime of his physical abilities. It could be unstoppable. Can Dallas utilize him in a way that fits the scheme? They got a lot of linebackers in the house, some again overpaid, and the defensive line has underperformed. Is he going to be able to fit into that group and assist, or get the assistance from his teammates that Dallas is notorious used to letting the others down on? I don't know. We'll soon see. But I think he's going to be a superstar. I think he's someone that can bring a level of fear to an offensive team. Um, at the end of the day, this Hall of Fame game, it's a preseason game. There's a lot of backups who played, and I really, you can't even call them backups because they didn't even make the team. These guys out here are playing for their NFL careers. All right, and a lot of people get to a game like this, the preseason games, and never make it into the league officially. It's essentially a tryout. So although a lot of people don't take these games seriously, or sometimes don't even watch, it's for someone who's played, um, what I would give to have a night like tonight, to put on an NFL jersey and go out under the lights on national television. It's a dream come true. And some of these guys might not even make it into the league. Their dreams came true, and it's something that's really special. Um, some of these guys, this is just going to be game one of a very long, lucrative career. Some of these guys might have been at a no-name college who's finally getting their opportunity, and they're going to run with it. And 7, 8, 9 years later, we're going to look back and be like, man, this was the first time they put the pads on, and how far they've came. Um, Started from the bottom, now we're here. It's an exciting night, and it's not just tonight. It's only two teams out of the 32 played. There's a whole nother 30 teams and a couple thousand players that are going to have their opportunity here next week. So I'm here for it. I'm excited for it. The next games are next week, Thursday. We have Washington, the football team, at the New England Patriots, and then Pittsburgh again at the Eagles, a battle of Pennsylvania there. And then we also got games all day Friday, Saturday, and then we even have a game on Sunday, which is the Colts against the Panthers. Um, Football's here, baby, and Sunday will be the last Sunday until February without football. So let's rock and roll. You football fans, let me know what you think. As always, please go on Apple Music, where pretty much everyone listens to, but we are on iHeartRadio, the Spotify's, and all those elements. But leave a review. Please like it and 5 stars. Leave a review. It does help with everything we're trying to do. And we appreciate your time. And go Bears.